Happy birthday, WLS, 100 years today.
Yes.
You should use that one all the time.
I know.
Because it's hip.
Yeah, and I want to go out and have a TV dinner.
What was your favorite part? Was it the potatoes with the sort of awkward gravy? Because I remember the fried chicken with the potatoes with the awkward gravy and the apple slices,
What
I think it
about
was.
the molten chocolate square?
It's like an apple.
That would burn your mouth.
Apple
I
cobbler?
still... Oh, go ahead.
Cobbler. It was cobbler.
Yeah,
It was cobbler.
Yeah. I still like the
You're a
turkey with
cobbler.
dressing.
That's good.
It was just my favorite. Then that was great.
And you'd wash it down with some beefaroni. What? It's all in my new book, How to Be a Poor Kid. William, how are you, my friend?
Hey, good morning, WLS family, and happy anniversary and good birthday day, okay?
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, William.
Thank you, buddy. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to talk about the WLS 100 all year. We got a bunch more people we'd talk to and going to talk to. So, just looking forward to having a lot more Chicago folks on talking about their favorite times with WLS. But you're always there for us, William. We appreciate it. Scott Childers, the other historian for this joint, will join us in just a second. But before we get to that, John, you and I have a WLS show coming up.
Yes.
On May 9th. It's the spring Wang Dang Doodle.
Oh, I love the Wing Dang Doodle.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
And the title of this show is Steve Cochran, Hey, Come Laugh at Me and My Friends and Point If You Want.
And point if you want.
Pointing encouraged.
Seems a little long, but it works.
The big tuna that I referenced last week, still possible?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
big
did we
tuna.
land the tuna?
Wait, Burke's going to be there?
Yeah.
Whoa, good
Yeah.
get.
Ed Burke, we're going to have like an apple bobbing thing where he's going to fish. But Rocky Laporte, yeah.
Rocky Laporte, one of the best comedians, not just in Chicago, just one of the best comedians. So funny.
And
so
you and
good.
me.
Yep.
And a couple other special guests yet
That's
to be
right.
announced.
Yep.
And I think Andrea's going to be there, right?
Andrea will be there.
America's hottest new comedian.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
going
you
to do
said
some
she was
time.
funny.
She was hilarious. Yeah, she was so good when we were in Tucson last weekend.
That's sense of timing.
All right, let me get Scott Childers here because Scott knows this place inside out and has been putting together these vignettes for us for WLS. What do you want to say about this birthday, fella?
Well, I want to start with that jingle that you played. I don't know how much you know about that, but that was one of the original jingles that was done when we went to rock and roll on May 2nd, 1960, another big birthday milestone that'll be coming up in, a few weeks or so. But that was done by the Anita Kerr Singers. Do you remember them, the Anita Kerr Singers?
I do not.
Yes.
Okay, so we got a yes and we got a no.
Well, I don't, but John does because John knows.
John knows everything about music.
So, John, the Anita Kerr Singers, they were huge in Nashville, and they had their own music that they had done, their own records and everything, but they also backed up the Jordanaires from Elvis. And it was in 1960 that the station decided to put jingles on the air, and most jingles are made in Dallas, and that's generally due to union rules and singers and things like that. So they went to Nashville and into Chicago to have those done, and they've lasted pretty much all the way to today as far as their popularity is concerned because they were so different. But yeah, Anita Kerr was the one that put those together, those original jingles.
When was the first time you heard this station?
1973, so I was probably about 8 or so. I remember hearing Bob Surratt and John Records Landecker, and I haven't looked back since.
And as I said last week or a couple weeks ago now when you were filling in, it was great to have you back around WLS because I know how much this place means to you. We should probably just sit back and let Scott and Michael talk about this place, and we would learn a lot.
Yeah, probably so.
And it's amazing. I was reading a story this morning in the Daily Herald about how fencing is going up at the Sears headquarters in Hoffman Estates this week as they plan to demolish the headquarters out there to build a data center. And I thought to myself, how ironic that the baby has outlived the parent in this case.
Yeah, how about that?
Sears was so huge throughout our lives and was huge before this radio station was here as well. I mean, the mail order and the catalog is really how all of this got started. It was really an experiment back in the early 20s, 1922, 23. Sears had formed the Agricultural Foundation, which was there to serve the farmer. It was made to not only sell them products, but also take care of their problems. Maybe they had flood, maybe they had drought, maybe they had problems with insects. And Sears wanted to be there as a good neighbor, first of all, to help them out, because the farmer really had nowhere else to go. And when you think about the other big catalog outlet, that would have been Montgomery Ward, they were more focused towards the city, whereas Sears was focused towards the farmer.
And don't forget, Sears also served prepubescent boys because it was the first time you could see a lady in her underpants.
Oh, right. The lingerie section.
Right.
Hey,
yeah, exactly.
Scott, you've been putting together all these incredible vignettes that we've been playing all week. We can hear them at WLSAM.com. And there's so many, and they just, 100 years is a long time to cover. Is there one that really stuck with you that you loved creating and putting together?
Well, other than Tommy telling the disco kit story, which I remember when they had that one on the air. And I think the most fascinating, and really a tip of the cap, or a tip of the microphone, if you will, to my other partner in this history project. There's pretty much three of us. It's Jeff Davis, who is the captain, and then there's Michael Garay, who is there with you right now, and myself. And
Jeff Davis, one of the great disc jockeys in the history, that's joined as well.
He is really the reason I got into the radio business, because not only he was a great performer and a fantastic air talent, but he was a great person as well. And he was one of those people that paid it forward. It's so easy to dismiss some young teenager who continues to call the radio station and say, I like what you do, and I'd want to do that. And said, all right, what song do you want to hear, kid? But in his case, he really nurtured that. Him and Tommy Edwards, I credit for getting me into this business, because of just how they did pay it forward, and they were so nice, and they're so genuine. And what you did hear on the air is how they really are. And I thank them both to this day.
Well, yeah, I talked to Fred and Tommy yesterday. They're both the same guys. They really are.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I've been very fortunate to work with so many of these people subsequently as well. So it's really something else.